Okay, so my adventure begins. I'm off to see Rob, and we're going to be running the Dove Run, which is about 5 kilometers in his area, Esquimalt, his neck of the woods. Let's just get the e-bike ready, and I'm on my way. So Samantha's going to be doing most of the talking for this first part.
Auto pause.
So power on.
Workout
0 the trip meter. See if I remember how to do that. In 6 easy steps.
Auto pause.
Yeah, I got it. Just a few more seconds and it'll revert to 0. There we go. And I'm off.
Workout resumed.
So it is chilly this morning because it's not even 9 o'clock yet. I'm planning to get there by 9 o'clock. So today I will probably put out 2 shows. One of me riding, which will be approximately 30 minutes long, and one of me running with Rob, which will probably be another 30 minutes long, but that one I can call my own. No, that one I will call Rob's show. So the title is going to be The Dove Run with Rob, because the shape of the route that we're going to take looks very much like a dove. The volume setting isn't quite loud enough for me to hear Samantha, but I'm hoping that she is entertaining you as I ride. Give me a chance to get my breathing in. I will probably add music to this. I'm going to be going over the Selkirk Trestle, which is quite an attractive spot, so I might stop to take a few photographs. Car behind me. It's quite exciting heading out on a Sunday adventure. As I cross Majestic Drive, I've noticed that I manage, I think it's 5 different podcasts under 5 different titles, and Rob's ones are quite popular, and Derek's too, just lately. So, it doesn't bother me if I'm the executive producer or the actual producer, but there you go. It's all down to the number of hits that I get. My dopamine hits. I think that's what it boils down to. The old feel-good factor. So the gutters are now full of pink. Sidewalk pink snow from the cherry blossoms. I can hear Samantha yakking away in the background there. I have her on quite a few settings, so she'll be keeping you posted. But I do have a great big display unit in front of my face here on the handlebars. It's reading 20 kilometers, 0.4, and as for my Other readings, what does that say? Maximum speed 26.8. Find that hard to believe. Average speed 21.2. 1.4 kilometers. And I'm in Harvest Lane, heading towards Parkside Crescent. Pretty soon I'm going to have to put some oil on the chain. My transmission starts to get noisy after a while. But this recording should be pretty good. The phone is hanging around my neck, outside my windbreaker. Because underneath this I have short sleeves and a sweater. So the wind would be chilling me at the moment without this shell. It's very handy. It's big enough at the front so I can stash my fanny pack around my waist and have the jacket, the slicker, the windbreak. It's more like a poncho hanging over the bulge, so I don't look like a kangaroo so much. My brother Pablo, he always refers to my sack for my phone as my feed bag. He always says, I can see your feed bag in the selfies. It's not a feed bag. It's a windsock big enough for my phone. I have dropped too many phones in my day. It's expensive. Ever since I started using a feed bag, I have not broken a phone. Oh, that's not true. I dropped one. The iPhone 4 I dropped. I thought it was inside the bag, but it was behind. And it fell straight between the bag and my shirt down to the floor. Broke on the sidewalk. So this is Glendenning Lane, or road, I think it is, Glendenning Road. So, I got a recorded corruption signal for when the alarm went off, but that I probably will splice itself together. Morning. So this is the time lag that I have ahead of when I should have set off, and that is because I'm factoring in enough time to take a few photographs on the way. Just saw an identical bike to mine in black. This is quite a bumpy road. I don't like it too much. Everything shakes, including my vocal cords. I have to remember that I'm riding an open mic here. Morning. Hopefully I won't make too many vile body noises between here and Rob's place. Alright, and down. Three women straddling the cycle path here. That's it. Thank you. This is normally the, what is it now, the 3 kilometer mark. Round about here. It's undulating. This is Mount Douglas Crossroad. I can hear the whirring of the motor. Excuse me, and down again. Speeding between the bollards. Touching 35 kilometers an hour as I go down through my gears. I have to stop to cross Blenkinsop Road next. That's clear. Power Assist 2 should be fine for this ride, seeing as I have those first 2 kilometers in hand, which is about 6 minutes. I'm 6 minutes ahead of the pace. 6 minutes ahead of when I should have started this ride. This is now cycle path, no cars, just a few pedestrians and a bicycle up ahead of me that I won't catch, I don't think, depending which way he turns at the T-junction on Lockside. I'm figuring on 3 minutes a kilometer, probably slightly better than that, so that's why I'm giving myself those 32 minutes to get there. It's about 3.5k. It's about 10.5k to Rob's place. I'm going to park my bike in his parking area under his building. Not going to be there for too long, but my concern is probably the building across the block from him. They look across into his parking space under his building. There's no doors. It's just open area under the building, between the pillars of his building. So I would prefer my bike not to be visible from the other side. I don't necessarily have to lock it to a pipe or a post, as long as it's locked to itself and not visible. It should be fine. So today I'm going to see what number I am on the tally of cycles going into town. I'm getting close to the bottle bank. On the way back I will be stopping off to deposit the cans and bottles. So watch out for cars again now. I'm sharing the roadway. I'm playing by their rules now. So hopefully on the way back I won't need this wind jacket. It'll be warm enough without. I am number 30 going in today, and I have the green light, so I'm going to take it, even though it's just turned orange on me. Yeah. I'm safe. And back on the connector, the Lockside connector to the Galloping Goose Trail now. I think this is what they call in railway terms a spur, the Saanich Spur. Yeah, another crossing happening. Green again. I don't know if I'm going to make it in time. I got 14 seconds to make it. 9, 8, 7, Yalda at 6. People are already getting ready for the bottle bank. It opens at 9. But that's when I should arrive at Rob's place. Actually, I'll be at Rob's before 9. So back under the trees again, changing gear. This is a slight uphill. I always like to keep a little bit of effort going, just to keep it honest. I do have my heart rate strap, as you'd probably be aware of from Samantha. When I stop, I have to remember to recalibrate everything so that I can hear what's going on. I'll be using my Sony then for the recording. Back to a more of a analog kind of contraption. So this is the little Swan Lake trestle before we get to the big trestle at Selkirk, which crosses the Gorge waterway. This one just crosses a bit of swampy wasteland, part of the railway line. Obviously they didn't want to have to go down and then come up again, so they built a little bridge across the hollow, which is how they maintain their grade. There is an alternate way that I can go to Rob's. I don't have to go over the Selkirk trestle, but I like to because it is scenic. It's always inspiring to see the sunlight and the boats. Hi. That guy waved to me before I acknowledged him. Friendly chap. It's very busy here at this time in the morning. Most people are serious runners catching up on their training. These guys have maintained their fitness throughout these 2 years, I should say. I just saw a woman who was running 10 marathons in 10 days. Just went by her. Yep, I can't remember her name, but I recognized her face from the Facebook challenge. Just coming up to the municipal hall and the police station and the fire brigade. They have 3 civic buildings here. As I cross Darwin Avenue, named after Charles Darwin, the Victorian explorer. I think he was Victorian, could be wrong. So I'm going to be going through a couple of acoustic anomalies pretty soon. This first one isn't terribly acoustic, but the next one is slightly longer, and if anybody is talking in here, like me, or ringing my bell, you will hear the sound effects. There is a person that I have to warn that I'm coming. Plus there's somebody sleeping here. Somebody's sleeping under the bridge there with a bag over his head. I hope it wasn't too tight over his head. Now I get onto the switch bridge, up and over the highway. I guess the reason the audio file breaks if there's an alarm would be like if it braked when you had a phone call. I don't think it would be ethical to have automatic phone call recordings going on. So that's probably what happened. My alarm timer triggered it off like it would if the phone had rang in the middle of my recording. It would have cut the recording short. But that was a fast section just then, coming down off the switch bridge. Getting quite close to the gorge. Another acoustic anomaly. That was more like a cut through a building. But here I go. I have a few minutes to record an intro to Your 5 Minutes number 7 episode this year, 2021, the 7th time that I have asked for donations, contributions. I made the suggestion that for non-runners, if they wanted to talk about something non-running, I'm sure we all have had experience of learning to drive. That's a good topic. Everybody, every adult person I know has at some stage learned to drive. Not all of them. My son's never learned to drive. But I certainly did. And for a short while, like from the age of 17 to the age of 27, I actually did quite enjoy the speed of driving. I was never a particularly good driver, but that's just a matter of me not concentrating enough on something important like driving. Can be life-threatening for many people, not just myself. So I was quite happy to give up driving. But my father taught me to drive, officially and unofficially. Unofficially, we all have sat on our father's or mother's laps when we couldn't reach the pedals and steered our parents' car while we were still small enough for them to override any errors we might make with our steering. But after that for the three brothers involved when we went camping. My father would let us sit on his lap and we would drive in the campsite. But officially, when I was old enough to drive, that was definitely my dad. Looks like they're putting in some new bridges here. That's good. Some new pedestrian bridges, building more access as I go through the scenic painted bridge. Hello. Just coming up on, the Selkirk Trestle. I will stop at the highest point and take a few photographs and check on a few readings. If the audio is still recording, I will leave it alone. That's the biggest drain on the battery, is fiddling with your screen. Hello. Hi. So I'm on the trestle now, bouncing across the wood. There are a couple of fours and a couple of pairs, quadruple skull and double skull. I never taught my sons to drive because they don't drive. They did not want to learn, which was fine by me. A little bit awkward for them, but they've lived without having their own car for a long time. I'm going to stop here to take some pictures.
Zone 0.
Beautiful spot.
Auto pause. Zone
Yeah,
1.
well, Samantha's still auto-pausing for me. This is why I factored in those 5 minutes.
Zone 0.
Cyclist on the trestle. Beautiful. Canoeing on the gorge and stand-up paddleboard. Got them. Now there's a bit of a derelict boat there as well. I got that. This side is... Hello! This side is into the sunlight. So I should really
Workout resumed.
zoom back a little bit. Give you the full picture. Yep. And there's a moon.
Auto paused.
That last picture probably had a cyclist in it, but that was the intention. Yes, indeed.
Workout resumed.
She is blocking my bike. Well, that's okay. I can take a picture of my bike as well.
Auto paused.
Yep, Samantha's still yakking away.
Workout resumed.
As I put my gloves back on and continue my ride. I'm at 8.8 kilometers so far.
Workout resumed.
All right. So I must be up at least at 28 minutes of audio by now.
Average heart rate 100.
I'm thinking.
Average speed 1.19 kilometers per hour.
I could be wrong, but I'll wait till I get to Rob's place and then shut that section down. Just keep my phone for the workout tracking. Hi.
Yeah.
Hello. 9K now, and I'm on loose gravel, so I'll take it easy here. I don't want to lose my wheels. There is a metal fence. And up I go. This is Banfield Park. I could check my average pace, but it's not really going to make a lot of difference. I am still ahead of the game, I'm sure. Maybe not in the setting that I set Samantha, but in real-term time, when I'm expecting to bump into Rob, I am definitely on pace for that. This is quite a steep hill. As I cross Craigflower Road and head down Pine Street. Depending on how this first recording comes out, I might posted on audio edits
Time 27 minutes. Distance 9.38 kilometers. Average
rather
train
than
speed. Workout average speed
a running
20.67
jackal show.
kilometers per hour.
And Rob's show will be the Dove Run. So I'm back on public roadways again. Quite a quiet residential street leading to quite a quiet industrial street. I would say I'm about 5 minutes from ending this ride. One thing I do actually miss is not having an actual timepiece, like a watch that I can look at quickly. When my old Ironman, my Timex Ironman watch finally died on me, I didn't replace it.
Distance 9.74 kilometers. Average
I just said, well,
workout average speed 20.89
I've got a phone,
kilometers per hour.
why do I need a watch? Because at the time it was my go-to timepiece for my running recordings. Yep, this is the industrial section of Esquimalt, between the tracks and the canal kind of thing. I'm pretty sure Rob's workplace is around here somewhere. Not exactly sure. He always mentions he works around here. So I'm on Devonshire. This is Devonshire Road. Just crossing Cave Street.
Time 39 minutes. Distance 10.08 kilometers.
And I'm crossing the old E&N railway line,
20.89 kilometers per
which
hour.
has been deactivated quite a long time now. Many, many years. They're crossing the tracks. That's it. First thing I'll do when I get to Rob's is stop the recording and switch to running settings for my next section of recording and get the old Sony out of my pocket for that.
Time 30 minutes. Distance 10.41 kilometers. Average heart rate 109. Workout average speed 20.85 kilometers per hour.
Alright, I'm on Lamson Street now, heading up towards Rob's condo.
Zone 0.
His building is just before the bus stop, and I can see that on the right up ahead. Yeah, I don't see him outside the building just yet. I think it's the next one. Yeah, this one. This is it.
Time 31 minutes. Distance 10.65 kilometers. Average heart rate 109. Workout average speed 20.62 kilometers per hour.
Up I go. Come in here with very little fuss. And park.
Zone 0.
Yeah, this will be perfect.